What is good, YouTube? Chico Flames back at it again with another video. Today, about to be reading out of Deuteronomy chapter 5. Without further ado, man, let's get right to it. 10 Commandments. This is a very important chapter right here. Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, "Hear, O Israel, the statutes and the rules that I speak in your hearing today. And you shall learn them and be careful to do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. Not with our fathers did the Lord make this covenant, but with us, who are all of us here alive today. The Lord spoke with you face to face at the mountain, out of the midst of the fire, while I stood between the Lord and you at that time, to declare to you the word of the Lord. For you were afraid because of the fire, and you did not go up into the mountain. He said, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God, in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. So, you cannot say, oh my. You cannot be like, damn it. You can't say stuff like that. And there's a reason why that is so normalized for people to say. It's sometimes because you hear other people using this language around you. Maybe, every once in a while, I don't really think I really do this anymore. Maybe I do, and if I do, I repent. I'm sorry. I repent from time before, but it used to be my vocabulary, just because that's kind of how everybody talks. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Like it's pretty normal speaking. It's normal English stuff. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God. So, it's another thing that we're still supposed to do. Not to the extremities of how, you know, certain things used to be, but we're supposed to take a day just to sit and rest, which I don't do. Maybe I do unintentionally, but it's something I personally need to get better at doing. But on it you shall not do any work, or your son, or your daughter, or your male servant, or your female servant, or your ox, or your donkey, or any of your livestock, or the stranger who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Honor your father and your mother, as the Lord your God commanded you, so that your days may be long, and that it may go well with you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. So, like, for instance, going to court and lying on somebody. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Meaning you should not want somebody else's wife. Like, be jealous of them and not, wanting their wife. And you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, or his male servant, or his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Don't be jealous of other people, essentially, comparison to deep joy. These words the Lord spoke to all your assembly at the mountain out of the midst of the fire, the cloud, and the thick darkness. With a loud voice, he added no more. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone, and gave them to me. And as soon as you heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, While the mountain was burning with fire, you came near to me, all the heads of your tribes, and your elders, and you said, Behold, the Lord your God has shown us his glory and greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. This day we have seen God speak with man, and man still live. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Lord our God any more, we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that has heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of fire, as we have, and has still lived? Go near and hear all that the Lord our God will say, and speak to us all that the Lord our God will speak to you, and we will hear and do it. And the Lord heard your words when you spoke to me, and the Lord said to me, I have heard the words of this people, which they have spoken to you. They are right in all that they have spoken. Oh, that they had such a heart as this always, to fear me and keep all my commandments, that it might go well with them and with their descendants forever. Go and say to them, Return to your tents, but you stand here by me, and I will tell you the whole commandment and the statutes and the rules that you shall teach them, that they may do them in the land that I am giving them to possess. You shall be careful, therefore, to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. You shall walk in the way that the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live, and that it may go well with you, and that you may live long in the land that you shall possess. Okay, that is the end of this chapter. The next chapter is about to be about the greatest commandment. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all so much. As always. And yeah. Um, catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.